Have you ever thought about what would happen if you or your spouse became gravely ill and you were left with no control over their care? You may have assumed that being married would automatically give you the authority to make decisions on their behalf. Sadly, this is just not true. This is Barbara's story of her devastating experience trying to help her young husband die with dignity.
Rance was a professional beach volleyball player when we met in South Florida in 2005. When things got tough in life, Rance's favorite expression was, "Don't worry, baby, everything is gonna be alright." But that was not to be. In May of 2010, at the age of 35, he suffered a ruptured brain aneurysm. During a tournament, he went into an irreversible coma.
After the accident, the surgeons gave Barbara the shocking news that Rance had been born with a genetic brain defect. He was destined to live a short life, and he would never recover. After 114 days in a vegetative coma, Barbara made the decision to involve hospice, but Rance's life quickly became a tug-of-war with his relatives who wanted to keep him alive through artificial life support.
One of the things that's not unusual to happen, in fact we see it fairly often, is that family members, people who care for and love this individual, end up in conflict with each other about what way to go and what they think the person would want. And there have been times when that whole situation pulls families apart.
The living will is something that's used to designate, while you're still in good health, for you to designate what you want to happen to you should you become incompetent, incapable of making decisions, and be in a persistent vegetative state, or something like the Terry Schiavo case where she could not make decisions for herself.
Like the Terry Schiavo case, Rance didn't have a power of attorney or a living will. Barbara quickly discovered that without those important documents, she could not claim any rights on her husband's behalf. Barbara continued to endure the indignity and heartbreak of not being able to make decisions while forced to fight over every step of Rance's treatment. The fact that Barbara was Rance's wife counted for nothing. Barbara started the expensive and lengthy procedure to become Rance's legal guardian. The process cost her thousands of dollars instead of the few $100s to obtain a power of attorney and a living will. Rance died 6 months after his accident, leaving Barbara distraught, alone, and confused.
I made this educational video in the hopes that it will help even one person avoid the painful and emotionally devastating trauma that I suffered through. Regardless of your age, I urge you to create a living will. It will ensure you and your loved ones are protected and your wishes are carried out. For a small investment of your time and dollars, you could avoid costly legal issues, unnecessary family disputes, and keep your peace of mind while going through a difficult and painful time.